But looks like Zelascelar is off to the races, and Mystery Liquid hasn't started his race quite yet. It's just a stream syncing thing. There we go. And let's see, that was a pretty clean first half out of Zelascelar. Let's see how he does this hill. That's alright. And does he hold the boost going into the ramp?
Yeah.
Alright. And no death on the hairpin. He has practiced this course.
The damage you take on the hairpin wall can add up.
Very quickly.
You
That
don't
cause
want...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you don't want it to be too much in the red, or you can even die from that.
Yep. A little bit of a bounce from Mystery Liquid, and this is a lap 1 lead for him. And sorry about that long pause, we needed to sync up the streams. But these guys have both improved a lot from the start of this tournament.
It's great when a tournament does that.
Yeah, I mean, so many players have improved a hell of a lot. And
Attracting new
clean
players.
so far.
Players.
Wow, that was a fantastic hairpin from both players, and Mystery Liquid's on a much nicer heat level. I believe Zelascelar's lap time saved, and the death for Zelascelar. If Mystery Liquid's clean through the rest of this, that puts it away. But this does have 3 spots where you can die pretty easily. One coming right up here. Did not die on that turn. That can happen if you that can happen if you hold the boost a bit long.
If he survives this, it's his.
Yes, and he survived the second spot. That holding that boost too long is another one that kills him pretty often. There's the death. Oh, this is so close. That's so close. 156.8 and 157.03? Yes! Oh my god, that was close. Ooh, damn.
And now we move on to the bands.
Yes. Oh my god. And Adobe Mountain Run has been banned. Has Zelascelar been researching? Because that is one of Mystery Liquid's best tracks. Just in general, he likes the water. He likes Aqualaris and Endoprime a lot. Abyss is off the table for Mystery Liquid.
Abyss, a very popular ban.
Yes, it is the most banned track in the tournament. By a pretty wide margin.
Oh, Vengeance was taken out.
Yeah. That tells me Zelascelar hasn't done his research, because Mystery Liquid doesn't play that track.
Maybe he just doesn't like it.
He's okay on Executioner. And Fire Mountain Rally has been banned. Alright, so no real surprises on the bans, except that Vengeance pick.
We could still get Gravmine.
Mystery Liquid's practiced it. But Mystery Liquid, he has expanded his track pool a decent amount recently. Oh, thank you for that reminder, chat. I can only have so many windows open right now. If I had a second monitor, I would go much more at this. So Baruch, Host, and Bullseye have been banned.
Or just this next race.
Yes. Where is Zelascelar going to take us? I actually have absolutely no idea. Oh, there's the immediate grab vine with no bullseye.
Nice.
Mystery Liquid does not seem happy with that. Which means probably double Neva key.
Yeah, I don't think someone will pull a Cobalt and go for balls.
Bowls with upgrades here sounds awful. No upgrades makes it so much nicer. Oh, Zelascelar picked a track and a setup he knows both players don't like. Alright, Mr. Liquid going for the Neva. And Zelascelar as well. Neva is actually much harder than Bullseye here. Like, their handling doesn't seem that different at a glance. But, whoa, what is that noise? But the Bullseye, you can feel his traction a little bit, or feel his sliding a little bit if you're playing on 30 FPS. With Neva Key, his traction is even higher, so you really don't feel anything on the slide.
He has the highest traction of all the pots.
Yep. Right, and we are off. Let's see. Yeah, Zelascelar looking very comfortable on the Neva. Mystery Liquid will not be looking that comfortable on. At least I'm assuming. I know he doesn't like Bullseye.
Need a sink.
Yep. To be taken care of. Oh, yep.
Early deaths.
No real surprises there. He's not that experienced playing Neva.
Very clean shortcut by Zelascelar.
Clean from Mystery Liquid as well.
That
Wow,
shortcut is so much harder than it looks.
Yeah. It does help to be playing Neva just because he's a little more durable than Bullseye.
There's that wall over those rocks. It extends much higher than it looks, and it's pretty much a death wall.
Yeah. It's really hard to take that turn tight enough on anybody. Oh, Zelascelar with the death in swamps. And Mystery Liquid driving right into a root.
And now you see why Grapevine is so famous.
It is entirely dependent on memorizing the damn thing. And it looks like neither player has quite committed its memory yet. But this... It is one of the hardest tracks, if not the hardest track in the game. There's a case for Fire Mountain Rally and maybe one for Winter Classic.
Yeah, it's nice. Galactic Circuit. It has the hardest tracks, except for Abyss in the circuit.
And Abyss is hard because it's technically difficult. It's just hard because it's unfair.
Yeah, if they swapped Death Rose for Abyss, then it would be a nightmare to do any percent runs.
Yeah, it really would be. And any percent runs are already really hard.
Zelascelar misses the shortcut to the lap 2 version.
I don't think either one's going to be going for it. Yeah. I don't think
I'm not
either
even
one's
sure.
going to choose to go for it just because it is pretty tricky, especially after the other shortcut.
Like, how slow can you take that one before it's slower?
I think at about, like, high 200s is probably the cap. Let's see how Zelascelar does in the upcoming swamp section.
Another
Not too
death.
well. Wow, he almost died again. Neva Key's other really good stat, aside from his traction and handling, is his air brake. And that really does come into play in this section in an emergency. Oh man, Mystery Liquid having a rough go of it. Like I said going in though, this track is brutally difficult, and Eva isn't the best option here. He's the second best. It's very, very hard to execute on here. This is looking like Zelascelar's race to lose. He put in a very good first 2 laps aside from the swamp deaths.
And this is what I was talking about in that one, the invisible wall of death.
Yeah, it's really dangerous. It is one of the most common kills outside of the really difficult areas. And Mystery Liquid was oversteering going into the wall right before the thing. That's one I haven't seen in a while. And let's see if Zelascelar can make a deathless swamp happen once this race. And Mystery Liquid died in the canyons again. This is looking pretty sealed. There we go, Zelascelar. That's what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
There it is. That's a deathless
After
swamp.
all, the grapevine pick did pay off.
Yeah, it's looking good. Let's see how. Mystery.
Really nice boost line by Zelascelar here in the end.
Yeah. .506 with 2 deaths. That could have been a sub 5 Viva. Let's see where Mystery Liquid lines up on timing. That's an unfortunate spot to die. And 537.
What will it be now?
Now, like I said earlier, Mystery Liquid is a huge fan of Aqualaris and Ando Prime tracks.
We could
And
do.
And Dobie's off the table. He is decent on Sunken and Bumpies.
Maybe we'll see Bumpus. It's quite popular here. Sebulba's legacy is banned.
I'd just like to point out his spelling of Sebulba.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Throwing some umlauts in there just because.
Sebulba.
It sounds very Swedish. Sebulba's legacy has been banned, so yeah, Zelascelar didn't really look into Mystery Liquid's track preferences. Mongaza Speedway.
Ha!
All right.
I did not expect that one.
He's talked about it before. We talked a little bit about what he might be doing last night. He said Mongaza Speedway was on his list. But hey, I get to break out my horse race commentary.
Well, it's time for some NASCAR.
Zelascelar with the R20. Now, this isn't NASCAR because you have to turn right.
Right.
All right, this is going to be kind of chaotic. So this track, for those of you who haven't seen it before, is the shortest track in the game. The world record is I believe under 40 seconds for 3 laps.
Yeah.
Neither of these guys is going to get there. I'm expecting probably a 43-ish cap from each of them in this setting.
It's actually really complicated if you want to do the best IL strats.
Yeah.
You're not going to see them in this setting.
I do not like this track, at least not to play it. And here we go. Mystery Liquid is away. Let's see. Did not get the starting boost. Zelascelar did not either, it looked like. And Mystery Liquid and Zelascelar both going for the same boost line. Mystery Liquid failing to hold that one. So it looks like it's going to be a slight lead to Zelascelar coming out of lap 1, depending on how he holds here. He's not 15 to 9 compared to a... Never mind. Slight leads Mystery Liquid by about half a second. He is holding that boost decently well. Let's see how that ends up. And go to lap 2. Zelascelar going all right through lap 2, a little slower. 14.88 is okay. And then coming around this bend, solid for Mystery Liquid, and the death from Zelascelar is going to seal this track. One mistake and you are out of it. That is a 45-second time for Mystery Liquid and a, looks like about a 50 for Zelascelar. Yeah. I really enjoy casting that track.
I can do some like Smash commentary here.
That's faster than any Smash commentary I've ever had to do. Yeah, that is a 2-1 lead for Mystery Liquid.
I guess Mongasa Speedway is like Final Destination Fox only, no items if you play it with Ben.
It is. It is very much that. Ben and Baru Coast are off the table. Fire Mountain Rally's unavailable. I'm calling an Inferno pick.
I think we did. Okay.
Death Row's Revenge. This is a track that's all right for Mystery Liquid. He has practiced it.
And no Ben.
He has played it with Bowls as well.
Bowls Mirror?
That's what I'm expecting here. But let's see how it winds up. Death Rose is an interesting pick. It's just, if it wasn't already clear, this pretty much seals that Zelascelar hasn't researched his opponent. All right. Oh. Well, they gave the ready, and then Zelascelar backed out of the race. We'll see how this winds up.
What are you doing? Going for Beto?
He loves playing Beto here. He's done that before.
It's just that practiced with Beto?
Beto's not that much worse than Bowls.
His controls.
Oh, Mr. Liquid immediately dying. I haven't seen him die there. They both actually control almost exactly the same.
I certainly can't use Beto on N64.
They have the exact same traction. Oh, Mystery Liquid dying again. This is a track he's practiced, and it's not paying off right now.
It's unfortunate.
And Zelascelar, I believe, tends to go for the long jump here now. Yes.
Yeah, skipping that middle platform.
Saves a little bit of time. Mystery Liquid dying a third time.
Very rough for him.
He beat me here in Bender last night. But now he's well behind. I do really love seeing some Beto representation though.
Yeah.
It's just a cool mod.
Beto is normally just the king of amateur circuit, no upgrades.
Yes.
Or the runs.
I've played a lot of Beto in my time. in a 45-second lap with Vito. Right, Mystery Liquid seemingly a little better on this second lap. And making the long jump as well. Still lost a little time on that lap. Oh, that's a death for both of them at the same time. That's unfortunate.
But still, Zelascelar should have to.
Oh, almost definitely. Unless he
Yeah.
dies like 4 times in 3.5 turns. I don't even know if it's technically possible to do that here with the, I don't know if it's even technically possible to do that in that scenario with the respawn invincibility. But 223? Alright.
No one making the break point.
Nope. Oh! Mystery Liquid jumping too high. I haven't seen a death there. Or I've seen a death there. I've never seen a death to that part of that obstacle. Alright, but now let's see what the bands coming out are. Bullseye off the table. Let's see where we're going then. Like I said, I'm expecting to see some Aqualaris or Ando Prime coming out.
Zelascelar bands.
Mystery is at least pretty comfortable on Howler. Sunken has been banned. Okay. That is one of Mystery's stronger tracks. In most scenarios.
Research.
Again, with some of his other bands, I don't think he did it. Let's see. Aqualaris Classic. Now, don't let Mystery Liquid's PB here fool you. He is much faster than what the PB you're going to see on screen shows. Let's see where we're going now. Or not where we're going, who we're going. It's going to be a Ben Mirror, I'm assuming. Players have been given the go-ahead, and we're going to get right into Aqualaris Classic. Yes, the assumed Ben Mirror is happening. This is going to be an interesting one. Mystery Liquid is capable of getting like a low 240s, probably like a 243, 244. He just hasn't been able to put it together yet from what I've seen. His lap records are very good. Yeah, I've seen him get a 53 on the lap. So he can keep up. And Zelascelar going a bit of an awkward route and going wide there. Let's see if Mystery Liquid can hold this boost going through. He holds that, Zelascelar does not. And neither one is able to hold there. And Zelascelar dies coming out of that tunnel. That's a major lead for Mystery Liquid. And it looks like Mystery Liquid's actually using the boost line that Mikey and I used for both RPGs. Which I don't know. Oh, he held that boost a little bit too long.
It's tempting.
Yeah, it's a hard one to time. get that fully optimal out of him. Oh, a little bit of a frame drop for Zelascelar, but it is a small lead for Mystery Liquid. Oh, he's letting up thrust into that figure 8. About a 1 second lead for Mystery Liquid coming out of lap 1.
Zelascelar had his boost cancelled and had to restart it.
Mystery Liquid's death was also a little less impactful because he was sitting at higher heat. Oh, okay. That boost that both of them just went for has a pretty high chance of just killing you on its own. One of this game's infamous random death spots is on that stretch. Either one not sure if it's not opting to or not being able to hold that boost. It is a tricky one. Neither one seemingly in a position to get the 2 boost line through that tunnel, which is kind of tricky as well.
It's a new lap record.
Looks like Zelascelar made up most of the time on that lap.
This race could be very deciding.
Yeah, this is one of the big ones. Let's see where this winds up. A lot, to address something in chat, a lot of Mystery Liquid's PBs that you might see during this are going to be fake. Let's see how it winds up. This is a slight lead for Mystery Liquid. It does not hold that boost, neither does Zelascelar. Mystery Liquid's gotten a little more boosting out of this lap. He dies! Oh, that's gonna probably seal it. That's a heartbreaker.
And a breakpoint.
Yep, that is the serve has been broken.
250.
That death is huge.
Yeah, this game on PC is kind of glitchy and does not save your track records. At least not when you close it.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, well, now let's see how these bands wind up. Mr. Liquid is more than capable of breaking serve back. One second, we got a little bit of confusion going on between the players. It was a typo from Mystery Liquid. Zelascelar for a moment thought he'd finished in 154, not 254. Which is not exactly possible. Alright. Seems like things have been sorted out. Alright, so Bullseye has been banned again. We might get a salty run back. Spice Mine has been banned. That Mystery Liquid's played that track like 3 times in his life.
Normally Spiceman is like the first track you see in these races.
Mm-hmm. Both players got a little bit thrown off by the pattern breaking. So we just need a track pick. From Mystery Liquid, and then we can go. I wouldn't be surprised to see him use his run back here. Both players get one run back on a track they lost during the match. And I'm kind of expecting it. So Zelascelar is getting thrown onto that track again. Alright.
So that's I've skipped a few of these races, so
It's a rule change implemented for the double elimination.
okay. You can basically redo a track if you want that you lost.
Yes, you can do it once per match.
Hmm.
It's to clear up some confusion from a rule oversight that we just forgot about when we have.
I remember that.
Stage selection. All right, so as soon as Mystery Liquid gives, oh, they've both given us the ready. Never mind. Need to look up. All right, and they should be away momentarily. I like that they didn't put enough polygons on the hologram images of the planets in the menu, so they just look super blocky instead of spheres.
One thing about the graphics I like to point out is that the back of Ben's Podracer looks kind of unfinished.
Yeah, very much. Very much so. Alright, and they're off again. Mr. Liquid got the starting boost this time. That itself is a big bonus. For some reason, he's really bad at that, and I don't quite get it. Alright, let's see how they do on holding these boosts again. Mr. Liquid holds, Zelascelar does not. Neither one holds over that bump, but it is a slight lead to Mystery Liquid for getting the longer boost hold. And let's see how he does through here. Alright, that was a pretty good section. It's a very slight lead, but it is a lead. See if he dies here again. He does not. Does he go for the 2 boost line? And no, he doesn't. So 3 boosts. That is still enough to keep his lead. See, a clean first turn, clean second turn from both, and a clean figure 8 through and through. 1 second lead for Mystery Liquid coming out of lap 1. Mr. Liquid holding this boost again. Oh, he didn't hold it. Zelascelar did. Mr. Liquid did hold that one, though, but it seems like he wasn't expecting it. Did scrape the wall and lose it afterwards. And going for the safe boost here, Zelascelar went ballsy, and it did not pay off.
That will be really tough for him.
That's a hard boost. That's a much harder boost to go for than it looks. Until you realize that the edge of that door doesn't have collision for a few pixels, so your gap is wider than it looks.
It looks like he died on the wall.
It did, but the door doesn't have as much collision, so you can go much farther left than you think. Alright, this is looking very good for Mystery Liquid so far in the run back, though.
I'm not even sure if I would want that. I just lost at this track.
What, to run it back?
Yeah.
When it's
Maybe.
your own counter pick, I understand it. I've done it already. Because when you pick a track that is when you pick a track because you know you're gonna win it, or because you know you can win it, and then you make a simple mistake like he did the first time, you really do want to go back and prove that you can do it. If not for the score, just to kind of validate your opinion of yourself on that track. And that's a 245 for Mystery Liquid. That is
Nice.
a real PB. And a 250 for Zelascelar. Alright, we're up to a 3-3 draw. Ben and Baru Coast are both banned. Boom's a
Oh.
classic.
So we'll be seeing Bullseye.
Probably a Bullseye mirror, yeah. Now, Mystery Liquid played this track, I believe, for the first time last night. And he got a
Classic is a
6.
tough track.
Yeah, he got a 640, I believe.
Like the developers made sure that the one from the movie has to be hard.
It's also a really well-made track. Like, it's just cool. Like, it's fantastic. Mahonic pick for Mystery Liquid.
Interesting.
Alright. I really like it. It is a really ballsy pick, Ace, but I do like it. If he can, if he's good on his boosting and his lines are all right, it can mitigate like a 1 death difference, I think, if he's confident on the Mahonic.
Any percent runners are familiar with this.
He's very much not an any percent runner.
Yeah, many people shy away from any percent, even if they do RTA. They just do amateur, maybe semi-pro, but any percent, you only do some of the hardest tracks.
But I'm planning to move on to semi-pro RTA runs after the tournament. Oh,
Nice.
Mr. Liquid just going for not doing the jump. Okay. Oh, whoa, that was janky.
Going the low route here wastes so much time.
And another death. Well, this is probably going to be pretty representative of him on this track. He's not great at it. I was wondering if he'd practiced it for a few hours today, because I did see him playing it for a while.
It's the grab by the gateway situation.
Yeah. Oh, he just doesn't know the right forks.
Zelascelar took a lot of damage into his right tension.
That's completely standard here.
And it's Bullseye, he's made of cardboard.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 3rd death for him and a 1 death for Zelascelar.
And it's the classic touch a wall, lose control, explode on the other.
Yep. That actually looked pretty good for Mystery Liquid. That little segment was nice. In general, he's pretty good on hairpins. He's always been much better at difficult things in games than easy ones. And he learns the hard mechanical stuff much more quickly than he picks up on fundamentals. Ooh, I kind of disagree with that fire hitting. Whoa, that is a lot going on.
I you take this much damage, yeah, at some point you better die.
Yeah, that was a 156 lap 1 for Zelascelar.
With the death and the costly engine fight.
It's pretty good. You're not supposed to drive into the rocks, Mystery.
We've used Sebulba here for some assistance.
Yeah. It's really not that impactful on gear compared to training. Oh, that's an unfortunate one. Mahonic's a wide boy.
But, yeah, he's really, really sick. But Sebulba does also take out that stalagmite in the cave.
That one's so easy to avoid, though. Mr. Liquid can fall into the lower route here again. Let's see, does he go the correct line here? No, he does not. This is one of the biggest time differences you can get on a track split.
Yeah, probably.
And clean past that. That sandcrawler is deceptively difficult to avoid. Oh, Mr. Liquid just barely undershooting that jump.
Yeah. Falling into the Sarlacc pit.
No, that's out in the Dune Sea. This is, somewhere else. I don't remember
It's
where.
personal canon. But it's the Sarlacc pit.
I mean, my headcanon is that this game is still canon. And that puts the, Sarlacc on Open 4. As an obstacle on Executioner.
Yeah, that's just like his brother. That went to prison for his crimes.
I want to see the task force that they put together to arrest a Sarlacc. Like, how would you go about doing that? Oh, that was exciting for Mystery Liquid. Hi, I'm Mahonic, and welcome to my bouncy castle.
You know that and they have people working for the whole Star Wars franchise that do write stories for every single stuff. They could probably tell you how hard it would be to work.
Sarlacc, a
Take
Star
the
Wars
Sarlacc.
story. Ooh,
Oh,
that's a
def-
But no, I would totally watch Sarlacc, a Star Wars story.
absolutely.
Mr. Liquid? Whoa, that is a weird respawn.
This difference is massive.
Yeah, it is. He totally should have gone bullseye. I respect the Mahonic pick here. If it's oh.
If he knows that like he doesn't have the experience with this track, might as well do balls.
Yeah. 542 for Zelascelar. That's a fantastic bullseye time considering 2 nets. Mr. Liquid getting a lot of really unfortunate deaths. But a lot of these aren't even really his mistakes. A huge number of them are just unfortunate unfortunate geometry issues.
So now, depending on how the next track goes, picked by Mr. Liquid, Zelascelar will either win this or we'll see a game 9.
Yes, and that game 9 is going to be on Zelascelar's counter picks, and Zelascelar's counter picking is going to be a lot stronger than Mystery Liquid's, considering how much larger his track is. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, some of these deaths are so frustrating.
Yeah. A lot of them are really just bad luck. But try to happen?
And the sand crawler too.
Yeah.
I would happily watch a feature-length movie about any of these pod racers.
Specifically, Beto, I think, would be interesting.
Yeah, the life of an assassin. Like, who wants to see Boba Fett if you can have a much more interesting assassin?
I mean, Boba
Okay.
Fett already got a lot of story in Clone Wars. Like, Boba Fett's backstory in Clone Wars is fantastic.
I admit I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Zelascelar is right. That track is basically the never-ending story. Boom to classic, the never-ending Star Wars story.
Bullseye banned.
Is he taking us to Bumpies? I think it's either going to be like Bumpies or Howler are his go-tos at this point.
Zelascelar might ban an Aquilaris track.
All right, but we are on match point for Zelascelar. Oh man. No need to ban Mongaza Speedway. Alright, what's the ban here? Bullseye's off the table. Sunken City has been banned, so you were right about him banning an Aquilaris track.
Will we see Bumpy Breakers? No. And Obi Mountain Run.
I believe that was banned.
That was banned at the start. I tend to forget them too if I don't write it down.
Yeah. Alright. And Dobie was permit at the start. Howler Gorge. Alright, thought so.
So the shorter version of Adobe.
So, Howler Gorge. This is an interesting track, actually. It's got a very cool hairpin section, a very large jump, a very difficult to execute shortcut, and some pretty tight gaps to get through. I'm expecting a bend mirror for these two. It makes the hairpins tricky, but he's so fast on this horse.
Okay, Zelascelar opting for Ben.
Yep. Yeah, bend mirror here is not a surprise.
It's so annoying that all the good pod racers start with B.
Yeah, I know.
Ben, Bullseye, Bowls.
Right, you can. It's just slow. Alright, but we are away on potentially Mr. Liquid's last race of the tournament. Both clean at the start. Let's see how this goes. Alright, and holds it. Both hold it. A little bit of a longer boost for Mr. Liquid. He started a little earlier. He boosted the hairpins. Zelascelar did not boost into it, did boost on the second one. And it's a slight lead for Zella.
And you can
That's a lot of speed loss for Mr.
you can jump over that thing in the middle and break a rock, but not useful.
That was a lot of speed lost for Mystery Liquid, and the engine goes. That's a really tough break. Let's see how Zelascelar does on this turn. All right, and coming up, we're gonna see the 10 shortcut, which is one of the biggest ones in the game. One of the biggest ones here.
Every mistake by Mystery could decide the match here.
And clean 10th entry for Zelascelar.
Wow. It's a tent, but it's a really, really hard tent.
Oh, that's a death for Mystery Liquid on the 10th entry. Opts to turn and go into the tent, which is still faster here. But that is 2 deaths and a bad hairpin bump to make up for it. That's a tough ask. See how Zelascelar does on this turn. Clean. Now, does he clip here as well? No contact. Mr. Liquid not losing speed there this lap, though. Okay, let's see how the 10 goes for Zelascelar. This is looking like Mr. Liquid might need a Hail Mary. Well, he's gonna need a miracle of bad tent plus bad hairpin to have a shot.
If this tent is clean.
That was a clean entry. He lost a bit of speed, but nothing crazy. Tent exits. Oh, he almost screwed that up.
It's a new lap record.
Clean entry.
If
Lost a little
that
bit of speed.
thing meant the tent, no, it's impossible to get in there in lap 1.
We've all tried.
Yeah.
I've tried going over the mountain. There's collision all the way up. And Mr. Liquid behind by the entire hairpin section. Looks like there's no coming back from that. Ah, that is an unfortunate finish here.
Yeah, this match looks like it's over.
Yep. And Zelascelar, let's see how he goes through this last slalom.
It's been a very, very clean race so far.
Yeah, that was a massive, massive time for Zelascelar.
Three- 332. So nice.
Oh, man. Still, that was huge props to Mystery Liquid for his performance in this tournament. He hadn't played the game until a week before the event. Like, he has improved faster than I've seen almost anyone in any game. Going to be trying to get both players in here for a bit of an interview. There we go. There is Mystery Liquid. You fought hard, man.
I'm so sad about that Aqualaris. I've literally only died in those spots when competing.
I know.
Never when practicing. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
understand.
the classic.
And there's our winner. Hello, Zelascelar.
Work. Hello.
That was a ridiculously good howler for you at the end there.
Oh, thank you. I actually been doing practice. but I don't know. I really like the winter level for some reason.
Ah,
I like them. I like Andobi more just because the end section is fun.
yeah, Mountain Run was would have been a cool one to see here.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been banning it
Yeah.
every time I play.
Maybe I should have done the scrappers, but you were really good on that one last time. It's kind of one of those that I can beat the time you posted last time, but would I?
Yeah, that's a problem. Like for me, I do mistakes that I never do when I'm alone. So
Yeah.
the nerves play a big role for me.
Yeah, that's
to be
why I lost
expected.
the Aqualaris, like the last tube going up. I die sometimes in the fluting, but only when competing, never when on my own. And I did that twice, which is why I lost the first one.
Yeah.
Crap.
I absolutely expected a Bumpy's pick.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Actually, I forgot about it.
Of course you did.
I practiced
yeah.
it a bit, but I think my sunken is better.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably. I've seen you on both of them. Your sunken was very strong.
You should have. I don't like zero practice on that one.
That was still, again, huge props to you, Mystery Liquid.
Thanks.
I
I'm also kind of sad about the death throws. I've grinded that track so much, but only on Ben. So I was probably gonna pick that if you hadn't done it for me, and then just like the first lap, just not being used to bulls, I blew up like 3 times on death walls.
Oh no.
But yeah, just massive improvements from honestly both of you over the course of the last few weeks.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks. I think
It's,
like,
What was that?
yeah, it's nice to discover the speedrunning community. And, like I'm discovering so many new ways to play, with the changing the traction and even the FPS. Even though I still stick with 60.
It's so great how this tournament brings this game forward. So many new players.
yeah, I
Players
think
improving.
I did like 20 hours in the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, he's been practicing.
Yeah.
it's nice.
I mean, I started practicing like 2 days before the tournament started, so I had to put in the hours at some point.
Oh, man, that's insane. I have been at least playing since I played the 64 game until this new release.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, we should probably start wrapping it up there. Again, massive props to both of you for the improvements, and congratulations to Zelascelar for living to race another day.
Yes.
yes, thanks for a nice race.
Here.
Nice race. See you
Yes,
next
and
time.
we will see you on the multiplayer campaign tournament.
Maybe. I haven't looked at that yet.
Yeah.
So
All right, maybe practice against me for Metallica or something.
Yeah.
I think so.
Alrighty. Later, my dudes.
Well, thank you to everyone for showing up. Thank you to both of you for competing, and thanks Andy for covering for commentary at the last second.
Yeah, no problem.
This is a very fun tournament, and we will see you all for more races tomorrow.
See ya.